Hey, what's up? This is Brandon Simmons for BrandonSimmons.biz, and this is my weekly video blog called Bullheaded, a review of the Houston Texans news, as well as a preview of their upcoming game matchups. So, we got week one out the way. Now it's time for week two. This week, the Texans will be opening up their season at home against the Indianapolis Colts, and it's supposed to be featuring two of this past year's top quarterbacks selecting. Our number two overall pick, CJ Stroud, and the Indianapolis Colts number four overall pick, Anthony Richardson. So we'll get to all that in the game preview and why I said it's supposed to be in just a few minutes. Right now, what I want to do is just go into a quick little game recap from this past Sunday. So first and foremost, unfortunately, we lost. You know what I'm saying? Um, Boo-hoo. But given that we're still kind of in the rebuilding process, um, this is the part this kind of where moral victories come in. So the way I see it, there's a lot of potential to build on, and so we already know what we kind of got from some of our quote unquote older uh, players such as like Stingley or Jalen Petrie, just some of the older younger guys. But definitely we wanted to see what we had in CJ Stroud and Will Anderson, two first round picks from earlier this year. So I would say Anderson, he was impressive in his debut. Six total tackles, one tackle for a loss, one sack in this game. So very impressive. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, because I've been seeing this stat all week in my face. Um, Anderson is the first Texans rookie to record a sack in week one of the regular season. So, you know what I'm saying? Congrats to him on that feat. Hopefully, we get a whole bunch more in every other week this season. As far as CJ Stroud goes, I think he finished pretty well. I think he had a pretty solid game. I'm not even going to say solid, I'm going to say he had a pretty great game. Um, had went 28 for 44, 242 yards, no touchdowns, no picks either. Got sacked 5 times. So, but I think focusing on the 242 yards, that's a pretty big deal. Now, with his game, with his performance in that game, um, he struggled a little bit early on, and I think it was obviously because of the O line. But I think what he's learning is to call the protections uh, within that within the system. So getting to the line and saying and kind of commanding them like who to block, who to pick up, recognizing blitzes because it's still the Baltimore Ravens. They're gonna come after you. There's a lot of I'm saying a lot of talent over there on that defensive side. So um, definitely you have to be on your P's and Q's when playing against them. And they don't have Wink Martindale anymore for their defensive coordinator who used to like go crazy, who's known for like going crazy with blitzes just from all over the place. But what I'm saying, they still got guys that can what I'm saying, get to you like from any part of the field. So it's very important that you can that he gets up to the line and recognizes that, recognize what the defense is throwing at him. So as the game went on, I feel like he got better in that aspect, and what I'm saying, they did protect him a little bit better than that, a little bit better than starting off at the game, which allowed him to make better throws. Uh, so I think that was a very important part of his game that he needed to learn, and he'll keep that in mind going, just going into the season. So speaking of Stroud, today or Friday, it was actually reported that he's questionable with shoulder injury. Forgive me, it's Friday night, so so yeah, he showed up on the injury report with that, and just from some of the reports, it looks like it's kind of fishy on whether or not he's actually going to be starting or playing this week. So yeah, I would so yeah, I think there's a couple things that I just really kind of take from this. Really, um, so number one, this is an early wake up call to get these O line issues fixed. It's week two, and your potential franchise quarterback is already showing up on the injury list looking like he's gonna miss his quote unquote first going to have his first missed start of his career. Um, so that's way too early. You know what I'm saying? Like you put him back there knowing that what I'm saying he'll be playing through an extended period of time, not missing the second game of his career. So um, the O line issues they have to be fixed, whether it's what I'm saying getting the calls down right at the line or just finding better talent that can what I'm saying come in and just block better. So or just recognize where certain where the pass rush is coming from. So it's just an early wake up call. Fix that now. And I know Titus Howard's supposed to be coming back pretty soon, all that other stuff, but get that done now, um, so you won't have to be looking for another quarterback um, in the near future. You know what I'm saying? So let's just take care of that sooner rather than later. Now, should CJ Stroud be reported? Should he not start um, in this game? Then I mean they're either going to go with Davis Mills or Case Keenum. Either one of those. So what I would say is I know Mills is probably going to be the logical choice. He's what I'm saying he was a starter last year. Has some starting experience. He has a relationship with a majority of the team currently, especially the receivers. So that's going to be really important, getting that chemistry down. But personally or culturally, I would say let why not let Case Keenum start this weekend? I mean, just not even from a serious football perspective, but like, cause I think he's listed as third string right now. But I mean, Case Keenum, he just got inducted into the U of H Hall of Honors on Thursday. They just had the ceremony Thursday. So, and it's the Texans home opener, and this is a season that a lot of the fans have really just been excited about, been ecstatic about. So, who else to like really just come in and replace the potential franchise quarterback with with the unofficial franchise quarterback, in my opinion, Case Keenum, like this city, this not just the Texans, like the Texans fans love Case Keenum because the city of Houston loves Case Keenum, man. So I think it would be a dope thing for him to just come in and just, start this home opener, just because, our regular quarterback is out. You know what I'm saying? And that's no slight on Davis Mills. I'm interested to see how Davis Mills will perform this go around under a new offense. So, um, but yeah, just some thoughts about having Case Keenum out there. Crazy. Anyway, so didn't mean to waste our time with that. So I'll just move on. um, where we go? All right, there we go. So, like I said, home opener this week. Texans have the Indianapolis Colts coming into town, and their Colts are coming in with their own rebuild in a way. They have their quarterback. They took fourth overall, Anthony Richardson. He'll be lining up under center. And he got injured, and I'll talk about that a little bit later in a few minutes. But he'll be coming in. They're doing their own rebuild, new quarterback, new head coach, just like the Texans, new quarterback, new head coach. So barring any injury, hopefully Stroud is healthy for this game. And if so, it'll be a extremely exciting matchup. Just watching these two, they both have different styles of play. You know what I'm saying? Stroud, he is more of the pocket guy. He's not gonna wow you with his mobility or anything like that. If he's mobile, it's probably because he's probably running away from a defender, trying to, what I'm saying, find an open receiver and all that other stuff. And Richardson, he is more of a bigger Lamar Jackson type. He is mobile, but he also can, what I'm saying, throw the ball as well. Um, so it's going to be it's just going to be interesting to see how our defense reacts to come reacts to a guy that's has that skill set. Um, similar to Lamar Jackson's a little bit, but just still kind of developing. So, um, but it's only but even with that, like I said a couple minutes ago, the Colts they're in their own rebuild. So this is one of those games that the Texans can possibly try to actually win. You know what I'm saying? They can actually try to get the W with this. So with that being said, um, there's just a few things Texans need to do to grab this win. So number one, force Richardson to be a pocket passer. So in his game Sunday, he actually got hurt. It was like crunch time. I think it was either right before the 2 minutes or a little bit after the 2 minutes. But he got hurt in the season opener, a knee injury, so he had to leave the game. Gardner Minshew came in and all that stuff. Um, so I think, yeah, we're just reading an article on that injury. He said, he kind of learning that, what I'm saying, those NFL hits a little bit different than those college hits. So I feel like he's going to take that as a lesson learned and probably not run as much. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? He's still a rookie. He's still developing or whatever. So I think he's gonna try to attempt the throw attempt throwing from the pocket and not be as mobile. And but also even with that, it still might be a foreign concept to him at the pro level. You know what I'm saying? We've seen a lot of quarterbacks, at the college level, they throw for, 600, 700 yards in a game. They come to the pros, probably throw like 6, 7 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? So um, it still might be a foreign concept on how you can do that at the pro level. And I remember reading in that same article, the person that wrote it kind of made an observation that he had some good accurate numbers, but as far as like going deep down the field, he really wasn't hitting those targets too much. So I think it's something that's going to be kind of easy for our defense to kind of control. Um, especially we could probably expect some quick passes from him, especially with Will Anderson having the game that he had. He's probably definitely going to be like roaming around trying to bring down Richardson. So um, I definitely think our secondary is going to be up for this challenge as well, and just kind of just kind of just holding him in check. For this particular game. Second thing that we have to do is be vigilant against the run. So, and against the Ravens, the Texans defense gave up, 110 yards. Now, last season, you know, 110 yards might have been like on the low end for us because we gave up a lot of, we really had trouble stopping the run. And, probably not even just last season, probably the year before that as well. It's been a while since, we were able to just stop the run, stop opposing or run the opposition's run game. So with this particular game, that we're facing the Colts, and everybody knows, Jonathan Taylor is going to be out for a while. I think he's has 3 more games, this one and 2 more after that. That he's going to be out. Contract injury, made up injury, whatever you want to call it. He's not going to be there Sunday. Well, he's not going to be in uniform on Sunday. So they didn't have Jonathan Taylor, but what I'm saying, they kind of ran it by committee. Deion Jackson, I think Zach Moss over there. Um, but what ended up happening was Richardson was the leading rusher. So yeah, the guy, the quarterback, was the leading rusher, and it was the same thing for Lamar Jackson last week. He was the leading rusher for the Ravens, but um, yeah, for a team that's missing, for a team like the Colts that's missing uh, their prime star running back, that's going to be, man, that's just going to be, yeah, that's just going to be tough for them. So, yeah, that's just going to be tough for them trying to find trying to find a decent. That's just going to be tough trying to find a decent uh, that just trying to find that running identity with this guy. So um, yeah, he might serve as the leading rusher in this game, but after after the injury Sunday, I wouldn't expect it. So my message is Texans defense just has to find a way to just really stop this run. whatever, however little that it might appear. Just put their energy in, like making sure it doesn't, they do not find their Russian identity in this game. Final thing, third and final thing, give the crowd something to cheer about. So, look, man, it's a home opener. I can't keep saying this enough. The fans are excited. They're waiting for this. They really feel like, you know what I'm saying, this is it. This is moving towards something. You know, I mentioned it last week. You know, that the expectations, you know, this it's expecting for, you know, something to actually happen. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, with this Texans look, with this Texans team, with this group, um, you know what I'm saying, they really just gotta come out here and just show out. You know what I'm saying? They're going to feel the energy, but they have to give the fans something to have energy for. You know what I'm saying? So they have to come out, you know, they had to just come out swinging. This is the Indianapolis Colts. Last year, we ended up, we jumped on the Colts last year. You know what I'm saying? But we just blew it and ended up tying the game. Like, excuse me. So look, man, just come out here, show out in front of these fans. They'll, man, just do it. They're waiting. You know what I'm saying? Just give these fans something to really just cheer about, and they'll cheer it. Yeah, they'll give you that energy, man. So give them something to have energy for, and they'll give you that energy back. That's all I gotta say on that point. So just those few things, man. Force Anthony Richardson to be a pocket passer, which could be a foreign concept to him right now at the pro level. Um, be vigilant and strong against this running attack. Whatever running attack that the Colts have, just dominate it. You know what I'm saying? Tear it apart. You know, do not, they're not going to find their Russian identity in this game. And just give the crowd something to cheer about. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, make plays at every level that you can. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there, show out, give the city something to be proud of. So that's all I got for y'all this week. I'm Brandon Simmons for BrandonSimmons.biz. If you're on YouTube, click my channel, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're on Facebook, like my page, facebook.com/BrandonBlog. I'm out. Holla black.